Did you forget who you are? Oh, wait a minute. I'm starting this video off coming in hot and I didn't even say hello. But the question is, did you forget who you are? I'm talking to women 40 and over that feel overwhelmed, frustrated, feel like they're self-sabotaging all over the place, giving their power away, don't know where they're coming or going. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to the woman who feels like, I don't know who I am anymore. Because, I hear that a lot. And I'm like, okay, so I have to admit that I am not 100% evolved in any of this stuff 40 and over. But by God, I have evolved and worked through so many issues that I can help you. Because I can raise my hand a couple of gazillion times and go, dang, me too. I've been through that. I suffered through that. Yeah, somebody drugged me through that, down that rabbit hole too. Me too. But if you ever feel like you've lost yourself, it's time to reel it back in. I wanna bring you back to yourself. And how do we do that? Well, they say acknowledging something is half the battle. If you're feeling like you've lost yourself in your 40s and 50s, depending on where you are, who you're giving your power, your energy away, that's kind of common. I wouldn't say it's normal. I say it's common because we don't want to put normalcy to things that don't elevate us. We can acknowledge that those things are common, but we don't have to stay there. So if you feel like you've lost yourself, let me remind you who you are. You're that woman who survived and endured all of those hours of labor and still had enough energy to embrace and give unconditional love to your newborn. And if you didn't do it for your newborn, you did it for somebody else's. That's who you are. You're the woman who finished college when they said it couldn't be done because number one, you couldn't afford it. Pell Grants wasn't coming through, and you knew that you didn't have a job to pay for the student loan back. You're that woman. You're that woman who walked across the stage, got her degree, and probably went back to school and got some more. That's who you are. You're that person who gave yourself permission to stand up for yourself in the face of adversity when somebody was treating you less than human. That happens sometimes. You are that woman who was elevated, wiped her tears away, and still won. But you might be feeling like, oh, who am I? Well, let's change perspective on how you see yourself. You could be a woman 40 and over. You could be somebody's grandma. Me too. You could be somebody's wife. Me too. You could be a daughter, a sister, a leader, an employer, an employee. You're all of those things. But the most important thing that you are a child of the Most High God. Don't forget that. Because when you make sure that you remind yourself of that title, of that identity, it's impossible to lose yourself. It's impossible to forget who you are. And that's not to say that forgetting who we are doesn't happen. Sometimes I don't know whether I'm coming or going either, but I know how to bring myself back to center. If I have to, I'll pull out my Psalms 91:23, if you wanted to know. If I have to, I got to throw my hands up and throw my head back and go, God, do you see me? I'm right here. I need some intervention because I don't know who I am right now. And I always get this still small voice that brings me back to center. So I just want you to know that if you feel like you don't know who you are right now, that's common. We don't want to normalize it. But there are some solutions to get you out of that funk. Here's some easy tips. First thing, pick up your sacred writing. Pick up your Bible, whatever your sacred writing is for you, pick it up because it represents wisdom that can be departed into your spirit. And that's what you need when you feel like you lost yourself. You need a higher perspective to come down and sit on your shoulders and go, you're going to be all right. You're going to make it, girl. You're going to make it. If you feel like you don't know who you are, you're not coming or going, do yourself a favor. Stand still for a bit. Just be quiet. Turn off the television, turn off the radio, and just be still. In that stillness, there's a whole bunch of downloads that's going to come and grace your little soul to make you feel so much better. But first, you have to ask. And you can't ask in a chaotic environment where there's sensory overload. So turn everything off and just say, I don't know who I am right now. I need a recalibration. I need a pivot. I need a reset. Because that's basically what women over 40, we're craving the reset. We don't know that that's what it's called. We do some reflective work. We read books. We go to seminars. We go to conferences. We listen to other people. But what we really need when we feel like we don't know who we are is we need a reset and a reintroduction to the highest version of ourselves that speaks to us in the stillness of the moment through your discernment, through your heart space. This is a time where you want to be heart over head. And I know that might sound counterintuitive because sometimes we feel like we have to make head over heart decisions. But the truth is, if you're making a decision from your heart, I'm meaning from that discerning higher vibrational aspect of yourself, the one that could get you right back on track, of knowing exactly who you are. Sometimes you can't do that by yourself, though, and I acknowledge that. And so when you're reading books and you're going through YouTube University and finding somebody like me or some other phenomenal coaches, you might still feel like you don't have a footing on who you are. It's okay. It's going to come. The best thing you can do is to sit quiet and listen with your heart, because with it, what's in your head, there's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of stuff that doesn't even belong to you. It's a lot of stuff of things that people have said and done and you've observed over the years, and you've just adopted those things as being part of your reality. But that doesn't mean that they came from you, which means you don't have to maintain those feelings, those insights, that thought process. This is getting deep, y'all. So my coaching experience is kind of deep, but it's okay. Because as I take you through this deeper aspect of how to access yourself, I bring you out the other side. And we laugh and we joke and we do fist bump and it's all good. But if you feel as though you don't know who you are, sit quiet, listen. Listen to your heart, your emotions, not your head, because your head could be grandma such and such 3 generations removed. You can't deal with that generational stuff right now. You need to deal with you as an individual. If you don't quite know how to do that, then I absolutely invite you to have a strategy session with me. I am a coach and a naturopath. I've been a naturopath for 20 years, and I've been coaching women in this space for about the past 11, because I didn't always connect the dots with coaching and naturopathy. This is a new, within the past 11 years, reality that I realized that women absolutely need. So let's get back to the topic. I don't want to digress. If you're feeling like you don't know who you are, it's okay. The only thing that's missing is you don't know what you don't know, and you don't have new insight to add to the conversation of how to move things forward. And that's when it's absolutely time for you to get support. And this is when coaching is actually a beautiful addition to your journey as a woman. And what does coaching say? Coaching just says, there's nothing wrong with you. Your life is not falling apart. And there is a gap in knowledge. You don't know what you don't know, and you need to get new information from a source that's reputable, someone who can help you and support you and teach you how to step into the version of yourself that you absolutely would never get tired of. That's what you need. So, this stuff about you don't know who you are, I hear this a lot. You do know who you are. What you could say to yourself is, I know at this moment I'm not feeling my best, but it's temporary. I know at this moment that I don't know where my thoughts are going, but I know that this is temporary. I just need new information, right? So it's just a matter of making a shift, making a pivot, getting help in those blind spotted areas that feel uncomfortable so you can reclaim your authentic identity because you know exactly who you are. You just don't feel like the version of yourself that you want to feel right now. And sometimes we don't know how to translate that into uh, information that we can communicate it clearly. Because when you say you don't know who you are, or I hear it all the time, I say, well, what's your government? And they go, Rebecca Evans. I'm just made that up. And Rebecca Evans, how old are you? I'm 61. And Rebecca Evans, 61. Where do you live? I live in Minnesota. Rebecca, 61, living in Minnesota. Where were you born? I was born in Mississippi. Well, then you absolutely know who you are because you can answer all those questions. But when you say I don't know, when I hear women say I don't know who I am, I understand what you mean. So I'm just being a little, a little facetious. But I want to introduce you to you. There's a different version of you that you haven't met yet. And that's the version of you that has you calling and saying, I don't know who I am. Because that version of you is knocking on your subconscious door going, hey, there's a version of you that I want to introduce you to. Are you ready for me? You can be. It might take a little bit of coaching. And all coaching says is there's nothing wrong with you. You have some limiting beliefs that we probably need to clean up. You have some triggers of past traumas that we need to rewrite the story for. So you can start flowing into your passions and discovering your purpose. That's what you're looking for. But we make the mistake of saying we don't know who we are. Well, I mean, it's just a slip of the tongue. So I'm here, your pivot coach, to kind of help you rewrite that reality. That's it. Because you absolutely know who you are. But you definitely have to, and you should map out who you are desiring to become. That's the real question. Who am I becoming? And those are the answers that I have for you as your coach, where I teach women how to unclock their creative purpose as they move from panic to empowerment. And we do that in holistic ways. If you're interested in how I get down, as they say, how I help women actualize the highest version of themselves, then click the link below. Absolutely like, comment, and share. And book a strategy session. I can't wait to meet you. I'm building the Flourish Circle. It's a community of women that I'm going to be pouring into on a bi-weekly basis. So I'm building up that list. I'm preparing for next year's 2026 Dominican Republican retreat. Our first ones was amazing, and I can't wait for more women to experience what we were able to roll out this season. So if there's anything that I said that you resonate with, comment below, because I have so few subscribers. I have time to sit and have a conversation with you if you want to. We can just go chatting away. But seriously, I can't wait to meet you. I'm building a tribe, a community of women who know that there is something else about their life they're ready to tap into. They just don't know how to do it. And so they need to make a pivot, but they want to do it with authenticity and with support. And so here I am, Dr. Stephanie, your pivot coach. Until next time, be well.